Today's video is sponsored by Abkoncore. Abkoncore is a Korean provider of high-performance PC components and gaming peripherals. With many years of professional production experience and a strong background in gaming PC components and peripherals, all tested by Korean gaming enthusiasts and PC cafe users. For a link to the product shown in today's video, just check out the description below. So I had a representative of Abkoncore reach out to me the other day, and they asked me if I'd take a look at one of their cases. And the case they wanted me to take a look at is the C610S, which you can find on Amazon for, it looks like, $55.99. So, you know, that's not a bad price, I guess. And I said, well, yeah, send me one on over and we'll take a look at it, and I'll give it my review, and I'll give it my rundown, and see what I think of this thing. So here it is. First off, you can see I've got it kind of tore apart, and you know, if you've seen my videos, I'm definitely going to be tearing this thing apart. And so let's take a look at it here on the inside. You'll notice that down here you can get a couple fans. There's some screw holes that you can put a fan in. It's got a couple slots there for your wires. Couple places there for some SSDs, but you know, that's what people are typically going to show you. Not me, man. I'm going to tear this thing down, and I'm going to really get in depth with this thing. So let's do that. Pop this thing off first of all, and we'll set that up here for a second. Let's take a look at this front. Now, you could fit 3 120 millimeter fans in here, or 2 140s in there, according to the specs on it. The material on it, not too bad. Right here, it's a little flimsy. Oh, okay, this kind of moves. This, look at this, really flimsy, but evidently, look at this right here. You can take that out if you're careful. And I think that's what I'm going to do on this one when I do the build in it. I'm going to pop these out. You're going to have to be a little careful on this top one. Hopefully I don't pop this off while I'm talking here. Here we go. There we go. There's one. But this here's a little flimsy. But the rest of them are all, you know, all part of the frame itself. So they should be just fine. I suppose if you want, you could tear this off too. We're going to take that, toss it off to the side, but I'm going to do that to the rest of it here. Let's get you a better look there at that. Let me back it off a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to fill this thing up with some fans when I do the build in it. Let's take a look at this front. Now, if you look at the picture right there, you can see the front lights up. So it's got some kind of RGB thing in there. And it's also got some buttons. Let's see if we can get that in there. There they are. We got, let's see, power, reset, LED, USB 2, USB 3, USB 2, speaker, microphone, USB 2. So this button here would control this here. Let's take a look at that. See what we got. Now, since I like to hack these things, so see if we can get up close there to the wires that go in. So there's two there, and they lead off. What's this? Into a Molex. Molex. I hate Molex. So I think one of these wires controls the switching function up here. The other one would be the power, and that goes into this. So I'm going to actually have to hack into that and tear that apart and see what makes that thing tick. Let me cut the scene here real quick, and let's try out this front panel real quick. Okay, so I jerry-rigged it up real quick here. let's have a look there. This is what it did as soon as I plugged it in. So this is obviously, it appears to be addressable. Huh. Let's take a look at some of these functions on there. We'll push the LED button. Tell you what, let me flip off my monitor and flip off the light here so we can get a better look at this thing in the dark. See what it does, and I'll flip off my examination light as well, so you can have a good look at these effects on it. There's another effect. Let me back this off here. Push it again. Kind of a fading effect. Going into different colors there. Push it again. Kind of like, I don't know how to describe these colors. There's another one. Push it again. Push it again. Looks like it's a solid color. Another solid, another solid. Solid, solid, solid. Yeah. And then that's back to that rainbow effect that it did earlier. So I'm sitting here in the dark, and it's not very bright. Excuse me, oh, my throat today. It's not very bright. Kind of a subtle light, but I guess if you don't like the bright lights coming directly at you, that's actually kind of a good thing. If you're looking for it to be a little brighter, you're kind of out of luck there. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Let's check it out in the back here. So, looking at this, let me flip on the light here real quick. Looks like it's just one strip in the middle there. Yep, the strip is actually in the middle, and it's actually diffusing off onto the sides to make those colors. Okay. So, like I said, I'll have to tear this apart here later on and see if I can hack that. But I'm not going to do that until I actually do a build in it. For now, we're just going to take a look at this case. While we're here on the back, we can check this out. It's got a really fine mesh filter going on right here, which is it's okay. It's not too thin. It kind of reminds me of the same material that like the front of the NR400 uses, where it's a really fine mesh. So that should actually catch quite a bit of dust for filtering in the front. I don't know how much air it'll block off. It shouldn't be too bad, but it goes the entire length right there. So if you got, like, 2-3 fans in there, you should probably get some pretty decent air volume going in through there. And again, I'll find out later after I do a build. Let's cut the scene here and we'll carry on just a little bit more. So moving on to the back here, first thing I wanted to check on this was what the depth was for tucking back cables and stuff like that. And how I gauge that, whether it's decent or not, is actually by cable extensions. This is an EPS. Here's a 24 pin. And these typically will run about 12 centimeters in depth, 13. Excuse me. So that's how much depth you would want in the back if you're looking to tuck them back like this and then close that back up, because the back on this one is completely flat, so it's going to be flush up against the wall there. And so what I did was took my ruler and measured here on the back wall to where the end stops, and it looks like we've only got about 9 centimeters of clearance. So if you're going to tuck your cable extensions back in here up against that, that's going to be a problem. But they did make up for that. Up on top here, there's this really deep channel, and I measured that earlier too. That is 27 centimeters, or excuse me, millimeters, I'm sorry, in depth here on this really deep wall here. So if you'd want to do extensions, you'd actually want to run them up like that and plug in down there. So just something to keep in mind. And hold on here, let me get that out of the way. Moving downwards here, we can see the hard drive rack at the bottom here. It is removable. You can actually move it up a little bit more if you want, or move it completely out of there if you need more space. So I do like that. That was kind of unexpected. I really didn't expect to see a removable rack in a case this cheap for the price point. So kudos to Abkoncore for that. Let's see. Otherwise, you got your SSD mounts right up there. Looks like probably their fan controller or RGB controller went right there. And this looks like this case was probably used for other models, I'm guessing, just because of the slots right here where an optical drive would go in, and considering that this here is also breakaway. So I'm sure they probably got some other models that they use this same frame on for that have the optical, and they just reused it, put a different bezel on there. Let me put my ruler down real fast here and flip this over just a bit. Take a look at this bottom. It's got a removable dust filter right here, and this is actually a pretty decent one here. It's not one of those, you know, flimsy, cheapy ones. It's got, you know, a nice little plastic frame on there. Slides right in. You can get it with one hand right there. The power supply mount in the back, as you can see, you can have your power supply going either way, top or bottom. So if you want to have your fan on your power supply facing the top and getting some fresh air in from right here by putting a fan down there, you absolutely can. And that actually might be the way I'm going to do this, considering that I'm going to put some RGB in this one when I do a build. Abkoncore is going to be sending me some of their Spider series fans, and I had talked to them about this bottom portion with their Spider series fans, because if you look those up, check those out, the RGB on them only comes off of one side, and I was a little concerned about putting them on the bottom. But then again, now that I'm looking at that and knowing that the power supply can get fresh air from the top part, I think that's going to work out nicely. The only thing about the Spider fans, I wish they came in a 140, because this case has got a lot of potential if you want to do 140s all the way around, because, you know, you don't see this very often where you can fit a 140 right here in this area. You can get a couple 140s up on top as well, and you can see this is filtered up here. And so you can get two of them up there. Probably, I'm going to try it and see. I wonder if you can get 3 120s in there. I'll have to take out a few 120s out of my shelf there and see if they all fit, but you might be able to. I mean, I think it's advertised as 2 120s up on top, according to the Amazon link. Let's see here if it says, I don't see nothing there at all. Yeah, I don't see nothing right offhand. Let's see. Water cooling ready. Yeah, it's not really showing it. I'll have to look for that information to see. But, yeah, you definitely get some of the bigger fans in there, which is pretty much my preference. But anyways, here's the bag that comes with it of parts. So let's open this sucker up and see what they give you. Let's see. Some tie downs. User's guide. And this actually, this is a pretty decent user's guide here. Comes in different languages. Talks about installing the power supply, installing the VGA, installing the 3.5 inch. It shows right there, you know, how you can mount the 2.5 inch onto the 3.5 inch mounts in there, which we probably won't use. We'll probably take those out. Positions for the 2.5 inch drives on the back. All right, we'll toss that off the side. What else do they give you? They give you 3 extra things here. Now these here are the breakaway type. Let's switch back to this real quick. These are all the breakaway type. You bend them back and you risk cutting your fingers and what have you. But they do give you 3 of them in there to fill that gap. So if you got a GPU here that's going to fill up 2, you can actually break away a couple more, throw these in there. But we'll worry about that later. It's got this sliding thing here. It loosens up, slides back to get your stuff in there, and then you slide it back, lock it down. Okay, that's not too bad. But anyways, back to this bag. Let's see. I'm seeing some long screws. I will bet you anything. Let's see. That these are for that front here. Right here. Yep. That right there. So that you can mount your fan down in there. And I don't know if they give you any washers, but I'm sure I can find some if I need some. Some little rubber thingy here. I don't know what that is. Anybody know? I don't know. Oh, I know what this is. This is like a cover for like the USB port or whatever. That's what that is. Okay. So you get, let's see, 4 long screws there. Look at this little rubber plug there. I think that's probably for the audio. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'll have to look through this stuff a little bit more later on and figure out what some of these screws are. But they looks like they provide you with enough screws to do most anything. Yeah. Even give you a little speaker. So that's kind of convenient. And there are some little washers in there, but they're like the paper kind. That would probably be for the motherboard, I imagine. There's a couple extra standoffs in there. 1, 2, 3 of them I see right offhand. Do I need to put them in here? Let's see. Check that out. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are already mounted. So yeah, I'd have to put one right there. So those would be there. So you definitely have enough standoffs to mount whatever type of ATX board that goes in here. Does this thing hold an eATX as well? No, just ATX it looks like. From what I can tell on the description on the page. Yeah, ATX Micro, ATX Mini, ITX. Huh, okay. So, yeah. I don't know what more there is to say about this. Oh, I guess there is. Right up here. There is. I don't know if we can see them. 1, 2, 3 more tie down points. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Right here. 3, 1, 2, 3. There. 3 up on top. And 3 up on this side. So there's 9 tie down points. And plus, like I said, you're going to have to put your extensions in this way. So, and considering that you have to run them up this way if you're going to use extensions, that actually takes up a lot of the length there. So you don't really have to worry about, let me get that up there a little more. It actually takes up a lot of length right up in here. So you actually don't have to worry about tucking wires back too much. If, you know, like say your EPS, you're going to plug your power supply EPS right there, and it's going to go down there. So you're actually going to use a considerable amount of length from your power supply to up here to get that just to plug in on an extension. So I guess I kind of like that, because then you're not, you know, taking your wires and kind of turning them around or tucking them back and making a mess up here. So I think, and I'll find out when I do the build on this, that would probably leave this area pretty clear. Now, one thing I am concerned about, let me grab one here. One of these. This is your standard, you know, RGB controller. This is, you know, one of the 6-pin type. I do plan on putting the spider fans in here that they're going to be sending me. I need to mount that control unit for it, and obviously I can't mount it anywhere there, so I'm probably going to have to, I don't know where it's going to go. I hope, and it looks like, I think it's even bigger than this box. That's just a little bit concerning, especially if you're going to run a couple drives right here. Let's say you're just going to like put it there or something. I don't know. Maybe it's going to have to end up going down here somewhere. I'm probably going to pull that out because I'm not going to put a hard drive in here. But that is a little concerning, putting the controller in there for whatever, whether it's up here, the Easy DIY Fab or Corsair or whatever. Run into a little bit of space issues in the back. I think this case, if it was going to be designed a little better, they would have eliminated the 140 millimeter thing there and took this wall on the back there and brought it in just a little bit more, maybe about half a centimeter, and I think it would have been perfect. I don't know. And then keep the width. I mean, the width is only 8 inches. I mean, that would eliminate the 140, but and that's not a bad thing. But then again, I do like the 140 there. Like I said, it's kind of not very often that you see a case that's got the 140 in the back. So it's hard to say. I guess I'm going to give this thing a 4 out of 5. I'm not going to give it a 3 because I don't think this thing is meh. I think it's got some really nice, convenient features on it. I think the RGB in the front could have used some improvement. It didn't necessarily have to be something where it plugs in with like a JST connector or else like a 5-volt 3-pin like Aura or Mystic connector. That would have been nice to see something like that. Also, the power that plugs it in is a Molex, which is pretty typical. I don't know why case manufacturers are still using Molex these days, but they do. It's an easy fix. I do have a Molex to Sata adapter around here somewhere. Yeah, here's one where I could just take the Molex in and convert it into a Sata, because I don't like to use Molex if I don't have to. That's typically what I'll do when I run into something that does plug in with Molex, is I'll use a Molex to Sata adapter and just plug it into Sata. Just because it's just a little cleaner on the wires, and that's just one less thing you have to plug into your power supply if you're using a modular power supply. So we'll take care of that. Again, I'm going to tear these apart, and this is actually kind of a little easier. See how that one just popped right off? So that really kind of opens it up. Now, how about this one? This one's a little bit harder because there's actually two. I mean, the metal itself is flimsy. There we go. I got that right off. So it comes off pretty easy. And I should probably use my wire cutters on this instead of screwing around trying to cut myself. Let's see if it comes off easily enough. There we go. And then we can just take that, bend that back a little bit. There we go. Got that off there. And same thing with this one. I love tearing parts like cases like this apart. So fun. So fun. All right. There we go. And there. My honest opinion, this is how the case should have come at the factory. They should have just, you know, pressed it like that, and it would have been open like that. Now that looks a lot better. Look at that. Lots of open space there now. Obviously, you can get a radiator in there. I wonder if you could do push-pull. I'm going to find out. Very important for me, anyways, to be able to do push-pull. I'll have to mount a fan in there and put that bezel back on, see how that works. But that's going to be it for now. When you see this case again, it's probably going to be in my next video. Then again, maybe not. I think I got another video coming out after this one that doesn't involve this case. It's kind of a build a free PC challenge here from builds.gg. One of the guys that posted, and I'll probably do that. But that's it for this case for now. If you want to have a better look at the specs in this case, go ahead and follow the link at the bottom of the video here in the description, and that will lead you to the Amazon link for this. And it's actually an affiliate link. Make me some money, people. Go ahead, click on it, buy this case, or not, whatever, your choice. But it doesn't look like it's going to be too bad of a build. Looks like it might be kind of fun to build in. Looks like there's some decent space to work in. But I'll talk to you guys later, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.